The 1955-56 Chevy Dash with its iconic eyebrows. It's a beautiful looking dash. It's all steel and this one needed work. Alright, so this weekend we took this dash and we had to weld in a filler plate to repair where the radio installs. We had to do a little bit of body work, a little bit of body filler, and we took advantage of that to be able to show this new product that I've been using. UPOL Dolphin Glaze, UP0714. It's a two-part glazing compound. It's a great addition to your body working materials. If you're interested in seeing how this works, stay tuned. Bill here, restoring Christine. We're back in the garage on a Saturday, getting ready to do a little bit more work in Christine. And I tell you what, so Cruising the Coast is coming up next week. I'm going to be leaving and go to the Mississippi Gulf Coast to take the 71 Cutlass that we have and enjoy a week of fun in the sun out there. 45 miles of coastline, almost 10,000 registered cruisers. It's an awesome event. Check it out if you've never been. Go look it up. It's outstanding. So what I've always had to do is when Cruising the Coast comes up, I'm working on Christine, I've got to stop, pump the brakes, park Christine for a little bit and get to work on the Cutlass, and that's what I did last weekend. So last weekend I replaced the power steering box in the Cutlass, put a quicker power steering box. It's incredible, it's amazing, I love it. GMA body owners, you got a Chevelle, Cutlass, Pontiac, Le Mans, GTO, this box is for you. Go check out that video if you want to see that. But on Christine, let's get back to this. So, as you all know, I've been trying to get close to painting this car, and I'm like on the ragged edge. But because of Cruising the Coast, I'm taking my time right now. I'm waiting. I don't want to start painting until I come back from Cruising the Coast and I can give it my undivided attention. So the outside of Christine is like 99%. It's right there. I'm going over little pinholes with a little bit of spot putty and getting that ready. And what I need to do is when I'm ready to paint it, I'm going to disassemble. I'm going to pull the doors off, the fenders off, the hood off, and on these Tri-5s you got to paint the body color on the firewall all the way into the dash and the interior. So I need to get that all done before I throw down any top coat anywhere else. So I've got to get that ready, and I thought that's what I would do this weekend. So I've got a problem with my dashboard here. Two things. One, a leak in the window down here caused some rust at the bottom that I repaired a while back. I put a patch in that, but I never did do any body work on it. So I've got to put some body filler on that. And the other thing is, somebody in Christine's past hogged out the radio cutout, and it's lost all of its dimension, and actually it's so big it's only got one of the dial holes. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to undo that, and I'm going to weld in a piece of metal to go ahead and get that all together. I'll do a little bit of body work on that, and what I might be able to do is I might be able to show off this glazing compound that I've been using. So if we can get to that, this Dolphin glaze from UPOL is outstanding. It's a two-part glazing compound, works great, applies great, it's easy to use. It's so much better than any other glazing compound I've ever used. I've used the Bondo type, I've used the Impact, and those are all single part. This is a two-part. So this stuff is amazing. We'll see if we can't get that in this video and show you that. But anyway, let's get rolling on some work. Stay tuned, here we go. So this is the part I'm talking about repairing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to square this up. It's already pretty square, but it looks like somebody's got to get jagged over here. So I'm going to get this all smooth and cut out a piece of rectangular plate, 18 gauge metal, and then I'll go ahead and I'll use my MIG welder, and I'll go ahead and weld all that in. And the good news is this is behind a faceplate, so there's a decorative trim plate. On the 55s, it's little Chevy bow ties, but on the 56, it looks like longitudinal lines where it looks like a grill. So that's going to be on here, and then what I'll do is after I get my radio, then I'll take that face of the radio and I'll use that to go ahead and drill four corners, cut this back out to the right dimension, making sure that everything is, not too far this way, not too far that way, and making sure my center of my radio dials are correct. So I'm going to do that. So let's go ahead and start welding it. Alright, there it is. That's 18 gauge metal. That was .023 wire. I'm welding with a Hobart Handler 125. That is .023 gauge wire, solid core, 75-25 CO2, argon CO2 mix. And there it is. So it's in. And I got another patch that I did some months back over here. Same thing. So that's the process. If you're interested in seeing more of the welding stuff like that, I've got plenty of videos of that. So just go check out anything that I've got that preceded this one. I don't know, there's maybe 50 episodes where I'm welding rust. So I'm going to mix with some body filler. We're going to fill this up, and then we're going to get to that glazing compound. So let's keep going. Sanded down the top of the dash, and when I did it with a block sander. And when I did it with the block sander, I saw some holidays in here. I saw some low spots. So I put a little bit of dye coat on it, and I'm going to sand it with this block so you can see where they are. And then we're going to come back with that glazing putty and show you how that works. All right. Think you can see it? There you go. You can see there's a little dip right here. A little dip right here. So I'm going to mix up a little bit of that putty, the glaze, fill that in, and watch how that stuff works. All right, so the quarters are a little bit tight here in the car. It's real. I'm cramped for space, and then the camera, my tripod's pretty tall, so it's hard to do anything with it. But I'm gonna mix this. You can see it comes out like a paste. And proportionally, this is just like any other filler. Just use a little bit of the hardener, so they give you a little bag, and like you're putting a little Tabasco on it. That's it, right there. It's real pasty, and it's smooth, and this stuff hardens a little more. It's a little more dense. It's not as lightweight as other lightweight fill. It's not as airy. It mixes to this grayish green when you put the red in it, the red hardener. But it's real easy to work with. I love this stuff. I mean, just a little skim. Boom. Not much. Just a little bit. Over there. It works just like filler. Just like regular body filler, except it's meant to be played real super thin. And that's going to be it. Right there. The stuff works great. So we're going to let that harden and come back and sand it in about maybe 20 minutes. If that. Alright, we're going to hit it with a little bit of 80 on a block. A little bit of a flaw right here. Tiny bit. Yep, I think it's going to take a little bit more right there. And that's going to be it. So I'm going to mix up a little bit more, sand that, and then we'll finish this up. Going back to the board. Tiny bit. That's all we need. A little bit. UPOL Dolphin Glaze. UP0714. A little bit of hardener. That's such a tiny little bit. Man, but just a... Oh, geez, that's too much. That's gonna flash really quickly once I mix it. That second drop is not what I wanted. But, you know, you can mix up however much you want. And I mean, that's all I made right there, just a little bit. It's just to fill this little divot right here. I can see how it's not sanding. Let that cure. All right, last pass with 80. That's it. This stuff works so easily. 180. Running out of paper. And then I'll hit it with some 320. You hear the trunk rattling behind me. Trunk lid. Oh yeah, that's it. Alright, you might have noticed earlier, this is what I'm using for a sanding block for curves. It's just a piece of packing foam. So that came in a box that a piece of electronics came in, and I just cut it up. And it just gives you a little bit more cushion, a little bit more flex. These curved surfaces like that. Beautiful. Hit it with a little primer. Almost out. Gorgeous. That's nice. All right, let's take a look at the final product. There it is. The radio delete plate, which I'm going to cut that out when I get my radio, but I've got my index there for my volume knob or my tuner, whatever side that is. And then we'll go ahead and drill that when we get our radio. Finish patching this in. That's all nice and smooth, but then there's the top, and I went and I showed you how this UPOL glazing putty works. UPOL Dolphin Glaze, UP0714. I like this product. 2 parts, it works great. But that's gonna do it. So, I made a video out of repairing the dash. I might be in a garage next weekend, not quite sure just yet. It's like the last weekend right before Cruising the Coast, so you never know. And then I'll definitely be sending some videos from Cruising the Coast, one way or the other, whether they're live, who knows, or if they're recorded and maybe I'll upload them late at night. I don't know, but just be ready for impact, because here it comes. So I tell you what, if you're liking my videos, please give them a thumbs up, and if you're enjoying the channel, I'd certainly appreciate a subscription. Until I see you next time, please take care of yourself. Cheers.